With what is laminitis? That is a condition that has caused a naturally occurring the body's trying to heal itself, and whenever a horse has an intestinal disorder that can cause sickness, if a horse has a tremendously high fever, if a horse gets extremely frightened, or if a horse experiences a tremendous amount of pain, physical pain, or the horse gets exposed to some kind of a toxic chemical. And that last one is the most detrimental one of them all, the toxic chemical founder. And but what happens is for some reason, I don't know why this is, it just is, but when a horse is in a state of foundering, in other words, it was fine, and then some kind of a trauma happened and caused a tremendous amount of blood gets sent to the foot. And let's say that my left hand here is the coffin bone, and my right hand represents the hoof wall. They lock together with interlocking splines like this, much like a power takeoff shaft on a tractor. You hook the brush hog up to the power takeoff, it locks in there in those splines like that. Well, when everything is fine and the foot is in balance and everything is tight, the hoof wall will be right up next to the coffin bone, and there'll be just a little separation in there, and we call that the white line. And it's actually yellow, so it is a yellow line, but anyway, we call it the white line. But when that trauma happens that causes the horse to founder, this area fills up with blood, and when it gets filled with blood, it loses its ability. So now we have a mechanical conflict. The ground starts prying the hoof wall away from the coffin bone. So essentially what's happening when a horse is foundering, if you can imagine somebody taking your thumbnail and just pulling it back up over itself like this, that's why they're in so much pain when that happens. Essentially they're getting their toenails ripped off. That's why a horse that's laying down that when they're founder is a good thing. See that they remove the conflict of the ground, the weight of the horse, and movement that creates a naturally occurring circumstance that will escalate that distortion that's taking place because it can. And the reason that it can is because of the increase in blood flow to the foot. Okay? Now, can that be repaired? Yes. It takes a whole year to grow a new foot from the hairline to the ground. So when that horse is in a state of founder, the hairline is going to be inflamed right there, and then there's going to be a line that grows down off of the foot. If you've ever seen foundered horses, that their feet have got deep rings around them, it looks like an old tree or something that's growing down, and probably what happens is what causes those rings to be overlapping like that. You'll have one real deep one. That's where the acute founder took place. And then as the foot grows down, horses that survive this can be lethal to a horse. It's not just something that I'm flippantly talking about. Founder is very serious. And it needs to be addressed through support, correct support, which is what we teach in our trimming class, which is what we teach in our shoeing class, is how to support a horse in a way that the internal structures are supported in the way that's the most beneficial for the horse. But again, though, if we get that foot trimmed in a position where the internal structures are supported, that horse has a real good chance of recovering from that. If there's not too much damage done internally.